Welcome to Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
Rex.
I realized that was my phone that was on, not on silent.
In just the most irresponsible, unprofessional.
Oh yeah.
I think for your insolence, you
I should bend over.
Wow. Wow.
How's that? Can you hear that?
Well,
yeah.
There's
a whole
no,
thing
they
going
didn't see
on
the
over
previous episode.
No, they really did.
They're
It's
like,
going to be a thing.
What is that?
What show is this? But first, to start, we have a whiskey we reviewed a while ago that was sent in by Spencer Volden, a benevolent bastard. And so thank you for helping us restock the vault, Spencer.
Hell yeah.
And for that, Spencer Volden, you are a benevolent bastard. Punjabi. That was it's a whiskey made in like the Midwest somewhere, specifically for a guy, like private labeled for a guy who has a whiskey club.
Okay.
And it's called Punjabi Club. We did a whole review on it.
So Alex and I were talking about this. Is Punjabi is the origin of the word? Is that Indian? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I mean, as far as I remember, yes.
Huh. But you said in the Midwest.
Well, yeah, no. This distillery that bottled it is in the Midwest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Huh. And it's an Indian guy and who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the roots. Got it.
We have never reviewed this
Jameson.
one. The stout cask.
Shut your face.
I know. I keep this at the house all the time because it's such an easy crowd pleaser.
Right?
Yeah, but this one is a gift from...
When somebody tells me, you're like, hey, what are you into? And they say Jameson.
Yeah.
It's like, have you tried the stout?
Stout,
Yeah. That's an easy one for them to go, ooh, yeah, that sounds nice.
It's so good. I pay one, but the stout one...
I don't really...
But this is from Magnificent Bastard, Michael Morgan.
Michael Morgan, you magnificent bastard!
This, I didn't know this. I sort of guessed that, like, oh, well, they're probably working with Guinness, right?
Yeah.
For the stout barrels?
Of course.
No.
But they're so close.
No, they're not. They're working with 8D Brewing, which is a neighbor of theirs in town. 8D Brewing is sort of a more modern brewery. I think they opened up in
it's in Cork?
the 08 or 07. And they're like a really cool craft brewery.
Yeah.
They use the Jameson barrels to age some of their beers, their stouts.
So they just trade.
And then they just give them back.
That's cool. So if I remember, I haven't put my nose in this yet, if I remember correctly, this is Jameson. It shows up, but it is wrapped in this nice creamy...
That's it.
Yeah.
For some reason, it doesn't add that bitterness of a stout. It adds this soft, rounded creaminess to it, like a cream soda almost.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if it's as remembered.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very citrusy all of a sudden.
But of course, we're blowing past the vanilla. I mean, you know.
Yeah, the vanilla, the shortbread, but there's a citrusy note.
The citrusy note, and then also there's that kind of crisp, bright, not quite metallic, but yeah, it's not a heavy, bassy, thick thing.
Just before we drink it.
That's on the nose. We'll see what it tastes like. Are you pouring the regular?
Yeah, I need an A-B
Okay.
of exactly how it changed.
Yeah, this stout it improves it. It makes it nicer.
Yeah, and this is, the original Jameson is thinner, more metallic and more vanilla metallic.
Yeah.
Like confectionery.
It's like the stout barrel filled in some of those,
Yeah.
some of the thinness, some of the, the holes.
And then it allowed some of the things I think were still in there to kind of push to the top. Let's see what it tastes like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
want to say, here's where I don't want to be leading people wrong. Because I think the thing we're most excited about is we like Jameson. Jameson's fine. For what it is, it's fine. And this took something that contextually is fine for what it is and then made it better.
Yeah.
But if you go into this thinking, I want just like a beautiful, nuanced.
It's very simple.
It is simple, but this made the simple thing a little bit more pleasant and interesting. It added a layer that works really well with the original Jameson.
Yeah. I've stopped buying the original Jameson to have at the house.
Yeah.
My generic Irish for like just an easy, let's have some Irish, has become the Jameson Stout.
Okay.
Yeah, for like my budget entry level.
Yeah.
Even sometimes I choose it over the Powers.
Yeah, okay.
Not the John's
Not
line.
the John's, I was about to say.
Yeah, no, the generic Powers, the gold label.
We need to sit down and have to have a talk.
Sometimes it's better than Lagavulin 16. And,
I think the necklace may be cutting out the circulation to your brain a little bit.
Ow! Can't feel my left arm. You guys smell toast?
All right, I'm going to throw back the original real quick. Yeah, it's just, The original is just missing that stout layer, that creamy layer
also,
that works really nicely.
Dare I say, smooth.
But this is still going to be very, price points, budget friendly.
$20-ish.
So that's the frame. If we were going to go to even like the same distillery, like a Redbreast or something,
yeah, no
it would get blown out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
for what it is.
Well, you got like Dewar's kind of at that level, and you got Bushmills. I think Bushmills is not quite as nice as this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
The generic, no age statement Bushmills.
That's the level we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to let that breathe, but I don't think it's going to do anything.
I'm getting much closer
Go for the backboard.
with the high arc.
Got to go for the backboard, though.
I had the same problem when I played basketball in junior high, as I was always under arc. I was always straight at the...
It's called missing.
No, I made it a lot, but I had really poor form. And then when I started doing the actual arc like you're supposed to, I started missing all the time.
Just a line drag.
Yeah, because mine was always just like,
blue collar wine guy. Fun fact, Daniel, it was Missouri. It was Missouri and not California or Oregon who had the very first recognized AVA for wine in the United States.
Yeah, so American origin, like vintage origin. It was evidently, I looked this up, evidently, even though there were wineries in California early on, it was Missouri that established the first terroir location based.
Missouri. I lived in Missouri very briefly as a kid.
Yeah. Springfield?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you?
800 churches and like 7 colleges. My favorite road out of there on a motorcycle is South Springfield when you're heading off towards Cape Girardeau in the river.
I haven't been since I was.
And there's just one long highway that disappears into the hills.
The only thing I really remember about it is our house had a round window.
Did you sit next to it and sing, somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight?
Is that Five Old House?
There's a remake that needs to happen. Right. American Tail.
Yeah.
There are no cats in America.
Andrew Heaton said the funniest thing, because making fun of him, that's what you do. And he says he should be a character in American Tail. He would be a good, a mouse character.
Oh, yeah.
The
professor.
Yeah.
Who turns out to be the bad guy. The whole time you think he's like this friendly, and then it's sort of like the teddy bear in the Toy Story movie. Yeah. At the very end you realize he was the mastermind running everything. Yeah. No. I saw some post yesterday that a friend of mine on social media shared on, and it was like, psychologist, so where do you think your trauma originates? And then it's just one screenshot after another of all the Disney movies and the movies that came out during that era. And it's like, Neverending Story and the horse sinking in the swamp and all of the animals that died.
Bambi.
And the dog and where the red fern grows. And it's like just one after another. And the whole American Tail is like 90% of that movie is just dark.
Well, But gosh, this is not even whiskey a little bit, but it's interesting to me, so I'm going to say it regardless. Do you think them shying away from exposing very young kids to those harsh kind of realities in a narrative form that made kids not sheltered and protected, but more sensitive because they didn't acclimate to those kind of rough? Wow, they shot that dear baby's mom? Right? Yeah. But then contextually you grow up and you think nothing bad really happens and you get into the real world, it's like, holy shit, everything's hard and it sucks and I'm anxious.
All the other movies that kids are watching these days don't shy away from that. Yeah? They're watching stuff that I never could have watched or would have watched when I was a kid. I mean, look at the Marvel movies are pretty dark.
I'm not saying Marvel is above that age. I'm talking about the things that you'd see on the Disney Channel.
Yeah, or 3 or 4. No,
yeah,
I don't know.
It's kind of like just bubblegum and sparkle pony powers and really shallow storylines, underdeveloped characters.
You've been watching the wrong
There's
ones.
no depth to it.
There's some good ones.
Tehanuelexia Exile.
The name's really Nea.
I got this.
Okay.
It's all one word.
Oh.
Tejano in Exile.
Okay, there you go.
Every time I hear the intro, I can't help but picture Rex dancing a soft shoe in a Snoopy costume.
Yeah.
It might just be me. It might.
No, you remember that? I went and you remember the Peanuts Christmas?
Yeah.
And he's playing the piano and all dun 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 dun, and then I went back and listened to I'm like,
is it close?
It is very close. It is very vibe similar.
All right, circling back. One last time. Ooh, there's more of a. It opened up like caramel, eventually. Oh, it's like a sweeter stout body.
Yeah, it really is.
but it shows up after it breathes and you get it in your face for a minute.
We were talking about pairing whiskey with the beer. This would go great with a stout. I know it sounds obvious on the face of it, but that'd be great with a Guinness or something.
Yeah. I would love to have a redbreast finished in stout barrels. That would be really nice.
Oh, we should just do that.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of barrels that are way too old for us to sit in whiskey in, but we could go buy a case of Guinness and just fill that thing, and then dump it and buy a case of Redbreast and put it in and just see what happens.
Okay.
It would work.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about this for the next 3 of our shoots here, so for like 3 in a row more.
Yeah.
Are you bona fide?
I am the most bona fide.
But do you have a card?
Bonerific.
We're doing an intro level covering all of the production and major categories of whiskey, online certification. It's called the Bonafide Whiskey Enthusiast.
But it's not a certification.
It's a bonification. We've been trying to get all of the people involved in online stuff, and we're trying to release the social media around this as like, hey, this is basics, even like food pairing and how to host a whiskey tasting with friends.
Yeah.
And so there's all these little helpful tidbits on social media, and the one that Zach just did yesterday was if your cheese is a really great pairing with whiskey because the oils in cheese help open up the oils in the whiskey. But if your cheese is older than your whiskey, you're hosting a cheese tasting. And you probably splurged on the wrong part.
Yes. So, as you describe it, it sounds like people that have whiskey knowledge.
Yes.
But they want to figure out how do I clarify and tighten up that knowledge so I could use it in a situation, like working knowledge with them. And here's some tastings and
absolutely, because the whole ending is how to host friends and do this. But
not as a job.
No.
Yeah.
Not for a living.
But to apply that knowledge in a way that people go, oh shit, you know something.
Although I am going to give away one of the test questions that gets asked somewhere around 30 times, I think it is, or 20 times, because it's at the end of every single section. And there's a question that shows up, and the question is, so when do I use all of this information in a tasting?
Yeah.
And there's only one like real answer.
Right.
And it's never. Unless asked.
Unless asked.
That's it. So it's a whole course on the fundamentals of basic whiskey information.
Yeah.
And all the real nerds that have taken it, all of our Psalms have taken it, and they are all like, I wanted it to go so much deeper. And I was like, that's not the point.
So it sounds like the thing that people are going to learn how to do, if they want to do some tasting type stuff, just casually with friends, that question is making sure that it doesn't turn into my boat theory kind of experience. Where this is, I like it, this is fun. The first half.
Now I'm bored. And how come we still haven't drank anything yet?
Right. Why am I still listening to you talk about?
We haven't even sipped anything. No, it's 100% that's what it is. It's fundamental whiskey knowledge, but like remember what this is for. Actually, I think I'm gonna get a comp code for all of our Crowded Barrel staff to take it at the bar. Because it's a really great primer. On the whole world of whiskey. And so you know where we landed in the midst of that storyline.
Nice.
Plus they can all get bona fide.
It's a weapon too.
No, it's no joke.
So you can murder. Who doesn't need more murder?
I wonder if it would stick in something that we could.
That's stucco. And this is all glass. Maybe this very expensive leather couch.
Maybe. Oh God, that's terrible.
Here's to fighting, stealing,
drinking. If you fight me, fight for a friend.
If you steal me, steal, you'll ever sorry.
And if you drink, may you
drink with us.